1.
Hey guys, Doug here at Spurling Training Systems. Today I want to talk about the kettlebell swing. So it's become, kettlebells in general have been around for hundreds of years, but they've become popular in the last 5 to 10 years. And one of the most popular exercises that we see is the kettlebell swing. So I want to talk about not only the benefits, how to do it properly, but a lot of people, since it's popular, are doing it improperly and either not getting the benefit out of it or increasing their risk for injury. So Josh here is going to demonstrate a few things that we see wrong with the kettlebell swing first. So as we're lining up here, I'm going to have him demonstrate probably 3 reps of a proper kettlebell swing. Okay, so 3 reps of a proper kettlebell swing. We're looking at good hip hinge, bracing the glutes, and not arching the back at the top. Okay, the hands are not doing any lifting. You can pause. One of the biggest mistakes we see, first off, keep holding the kettlebell, is people turn it more into a squat. Okay, the main point of this exercise is to get hip development, hip power, glute activation. So if you're turning it into a squat, you're not doing that. Okay, so you can see right now he's going more down than actually back. So a good coaching cue: bend at the hips, take your butt towards the wall. Okay, rather than going straight down. The other thing we see is at the top of the motion, you go into an extreme shoulder raise. Okay, a good kind of coaching cue is if just using your hips. Remember, arms are kind of just the hooks. You don't want to be lifting with the arms. If you can get your hips to power the kettlebell above your nose, then the weight's too light and you need to increase the weight. Okay, the problem that we see is people are getting it above their nose, but it's not because they're using their hips, it's because they're going into a shoulder raise. So I'm going to have him demonstrate an improper kettlebell swing with an extreme shoulder raise. Okay, so you see this all the time, people going up way above like this. Put the kettlebell down for a second. The issue with that, okay, one, the arms and the shoulders are doing most of the work, okay, instead of the hips. The other issue is there are a lot of people out there that should not be going overhead, especially in an explosive kind of swing pattern. So if you look at someone and they're now in this position in a forceful, explosive way, that is just asking for injury with rotator cuff, shoulder impingement, stuff like that. Okay? So there's a lot of people out there, if they were assessed, are going to be told by professionals not to do anything overhead. And now you're taking someone and doing potentially, dozens of reps right up overhead, and all that's doing is causing shoulder injuries. So we need to go back and realize what the whole point of this exercise is. It's for hip power. So the arms are just the hooks. Your arms are completely relaxed when you're doing this exercise. Okay? The other thing we see, I'm going to have him turn to the side so you can see this a little better. Kind of the third major mistake, and I'm only going to go over 3 for time's sake here. So other than the squat and the shoulder raise that we want to avoid, we see hyperextension at the top, or arching the back. So he's going to exaggerate a couple of kettlebell swings with hyperextension. So you see they try to really power that kettlebell up, and they end up going into extension of the lower back. Okay? Obviously, that's not good. You don't have to be a genius to realize that my back should not be forcefully exploding backwards. Okay? What you need to do is, he's going to do another couple of proper ones. What you need to do is, when you come to the top, brace the glutes and brace the anterior core so that it allows you not to go into extension. Okay? So that's kind of a proper kettlebell swing. So remember, it's not a squat, it's more of a hip hinge, more of a deadlift motion. Okay? Also, it's not a shoulder raise. The arms are just the hooks, and we want to avoid going into hyperextension. Okay? A good cue, like I said, is if you can get good proper form and the kettlebell is still going above kind of chin or nose level, then the weight is too light, you need to increase the weight. Okay? So then I want to bridge into how do we use the kettlebell swing. So again, it's a very popular exercise, and it really can be used when done properly. It's pretty safe for most people. Most people don't know how to have a proper hip hinge, so it teaches them a proper hip hinge. So we can use it in multiple ways. We use it in the athletic population for, obviously a lot of power needs comes from the hips. So a lot of power needs to be generated from the hip, whether you're swinging or whether you're shooting, whatever you're doing, we need a lot of power from the hips. So a kettlebell swing is going to be popular for that. However, we know that power is low reps. So when we're doing it with an athlete, we're not going to do no more than 6 reps. Probably in that 4 to 6, maybe 8 rep range. Because if you're doing it for 10s and 20s and 30s reps, there's no way that's power. That's more endurance style training. That doesn't mean that it's wrong, it just means that you need to realize what your goal is. If your goal is to get power from the hips, your body power is strength times speed. there's no way that you can get 100% power after you reach 8 or 10 reps. That's more endurance training. That being said, we can also use it for endurance training. That's when it gets more into the conditioning. The issue with that, it's not a bad thing. I mean, we'll use it in our boot camp, say, when we're doing kind of the circuit style, and you're having clients do 20 seconds on, 10 seconds off, something like that. We can do a kettlebell swing, and that's going to be where it's kind of the conditioning component of it, so you're doing it for 10, 20 reps. The only problem with that is you got to be real close watching with form and technique, because as you get into kind of the double digits of reps, the form tends to slip, and then they're using their arms to get it up, and they're going into that hyperextension. So the kettlebell swing, in my opinion, is it's been around for a while, but it's getting extremely popular now. And as anything, if it gets extremely popular, a lot of people are going to be doing it, and that causes a lot of people to do it wrong. So kettlebell swing, one of the best exercises out there. I think it's a great exercise, but I think we need to keep in mind what our goal is with it, whether we're doing it for conditioning or power. That's not necessarily one or the other is right or wrong. We just need to realize, one, form and technique is always number one, and then two, as far as reps, what our goal is behind that. So that's your kind of video tip today on the kettlebell swing. Thanks for watching.